The team and I have traveled to a remote part of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan to investigate a trail cam photo of a possible Bigfoot lurking in the woods. We were unable to agree as to what exactly is in that photo, so we set up camp for our first night investigation, along with the owner of the property, and we just heard something strange off in the distance. Ooh. What is that?
What do you think that was, Craig?
You got me.
Some weird sounds come around your woods at night.
Yes, sir.
You've never heard these before?
No. I never heard nothing like it.
There was just another one.
That was loud enough, I heard it.
Renee, can you go ahead and give us a knock, please?
Sir, I'm doing a single knock in 10. Done.
Unfortunately, the most exciting part of tonight was that first initial knock early in the evening. Both teams heard stuff, but after calling and knocking back and forth for a couple hours, we didn't hear anything else. Who knows, man? Maybe one cruised by, checked us out, and kept on going. We'll never know for sure. But what we do know is that there's a lot of places in the Upper Peninsula with Bigfoots. So Town Hall, here we come.
We had some weird sounds. Craig had never even heard them before. We heard those two knocks.
When we heard the one all at the same time, you guys said you knew the direction. Craig, what was in that direction? Are there any other properties or houses?
Nothing for half a mile in that direction.
That might have been a Bigfoot, you know, who knows? You might have one or two or three wandering around here occasionally, maybe even tonight.
I appreciate you all coming out.
Okay.
We're on our way to the town hall meeting, and I can't help but wonder how many witnesses are going to show up with how many stories. Clearly, there must be a lot of Bigfoots that live in this area because the habitat is absolutely perfect. However, not a lot of people live in this area, and you need both of those things to have a Bigfoot encounter, a Bigfoot and a person to see the thing.
If you have seen or heard a Sasquatch, raise your hand. Wow, we got a lot.
It's about 9 o'clock at night, January, so pitch black. Driving down the road, and I saw this huge black figure, way taller than my car, hunched over the side of the road. And as I passed it, I heard a screech. It was enough to make me be like, what was that?
My incident happened last year in August of 2012. I was actually up here with a friend of mine. We had walked down a road called the River Road, and as we were walking, someone or something was following us 30 or 40 yards behind us. We could hear twigs breaking, sticks being crunched in the undergrowth. We could hear a lot of ferns getting pushed around. I've been deployed with the Air Force to the Middle East. I've been under enemy fire. I've been in other frightening situations. I've never had that kind of flight mentality, flight reaction to something in my life like I did that night.
We were headed east on M28, and bam, on the left side of the road is a Bigfoot. It's 8.5 foot. It's a dirty, sandy brown, and it just completely strides across the road. I'm screaming at the dash, she's screaming at the steering wheel, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
No, it went from the lake side of the road to the hill side of the road.
Towards the hill.
Yeah.
And it stopped as we passed it.
Do you recall how many steps it took as it crossed the road?
3 max.
had had some activity occur just a few months ago during a BFRO expedition that Larry would like to talk about.
We went up to the top of this ridge. It was about 8:30 at night. And I thought I saw something come up over the top of the ridge and start moving through the foliage. And at one point I looked over my shoulder and I thought I saw one light, two lights, we could see them blink. It had to be less than 20 yards.
It's kind of like white light.
Whitish blue, very pale blue.
The town hall turnout was great. We filled the room, we had a lot of interested people, plus a lot of good witnesses. And from that, we were able to find out a lot of recent reports. Everything we found about, with the exception of one, happened within the past 3 years. So every sighting we got out of that town hall meeting was relevant and valuable. While Bobo, Cliff, and I follow up with some of these witnesses, Renee's gonna head out on a solo investigation to look into a cluster of sightings in a marsh area located among a bunch of large lakes in the area.
Bobo and I are on our way to meet with Tom Foti, a witness from the town hall meeting. We found his report pretty intriguing for a number of reasons. First of all, several reports came out of the Mead Creek area, so we wanted to see this spot for ourselves. And second of all, he's a retired Air Force chaplain.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, guys.
That's kind of two credentials, military and chaplain. I don't think this guy's gonna be lying to us.
Thanks for meeting us out here.
Absolutely.
Was this the road you were walking on that night?
This is exactly the road. We were perpendicular across the road. I was furthest on the left. And as we were walking, we could hear clearly what sounded like 3 distinct steps. 1, 2, and then the third step was like a drag. So at that point, we knew somebody or something large was moving about, following our every movement through the road. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw a head, shoulders, a black mass, something larger than I had ever seen in my entire life go in a fluid movement from one tree to another.
We're here in Michigan's Upper Peninsula to investigate an interesting trail cam photo of a possible Bigfoot. After having some early action during our first night investigation, we held a town hall meeting and heard from some very compelling witnesses. So while Renee investigates a series of waterways among a cluster of reports, Bobo and Cliff have met with Tom, who had a possible Bigfoot stalking him and his friends late one evening.
After it happened, the woods became almost too silent. It was eerie. My friends who were with me all kind of freaked out with me and bolted out of there. About 2 hours prior, a loud and very clear howl of some kind that made you almost shake to your core. I mean, it was very, very loud, and that was up in that direction, 25, 30 yards.
Tom might not be Daniel Boone. He's not living in a cabin hunting his whole life out here, but he is an honest guy. He was an 8-year pastor in the Air Force. He's still a pastor with a new congregation, and no one doubts his sincerity or honesty. So I'm gonna raise my hand and tell me when to stop raising it when it's the right height.
Okay. That's right there, probably, yeah.
So just under 8 foot.
Let's see if you can do the movement over that distance. Now tell me the differences between the way Bobo moved and the way the shadowy thing moved.
Yeah, the figure I saw moved like, almost like a ninja movement from one spot to the next.
A lot of people describe it as floating.
Yeah, like a ninja, just perfectly smooth, just like a floating figure.
Knowing that Bigfoots are in fact normal species of animals that live here in North America, I have no problem at all saying that Tom encountered a Bigfoot that night. He didn't see it well, but I'm convinced he saw a Bigfoot. He said that this thing moved like a ninja, just quickly and quietly moving between 2 trees. They heard howls earlier in the evening, and it's affected his life since. Clearly, this guy saw a Bigfoot.
Welcome to the club, bud.
Yeah.